Hi guys, Squad here, back with another Dovetail Games Flight School lesson. This time we are on lesson number 2, or number 7 as I'm calling it, because I did the other 5 back in the UK. This one is lesson about emergency landings. It says, though flying is one of the safest ways to travel, sometimes things go wrong, and you'll need to make an emergency landing. And this lesson will teach you how to make an emergency landing. So let's see what that's about. Ooh, nice scenery.
I hope you brought your lucky hat today. You're about to actually perform an emergency landing.
Woohoo! Or mess it up, one of the two.
You have control. Hold a heading of 360 degrees and maintain 7,500 feet at 90 knots while I describe the maneuver.
7,500.
Ready to learn about emergency landings? All you need to know is ABC. A for airspeed, B for best field, and C for checklist, in that order. For airspeed, you want to maintain the best glide speed of 70 knots. This is very important. If you fly any slower or faster, you won't make it as far. Choosing the best field for landing is the next most important thing. Always turn into the wind to reduce ground speed, then choose a long open field with no obstacles, or even better, an airfield. If you've got best glide speed and the best field selected, run through the engine restart checklist. For now, continue on this course, 360 degrees, maintain 90 knots and 7,500 feet.
Okay, well, we're roughly doing that. Stood about 85.
You're a bit slow. Hold 90 knots.
Yeah, well, I'm throttling up. This thing doesn't want to go 90 knots.
Increase your airspeed to 90 knots.
I'm doing it, pal. I'm doing it. Okay, we'll just pitch down then, and that'll bring it up to 90.
Can't you increase your airspeed to 90 knots?
Can't you stop nagging me? There you go. Satisfied now?
You're a bit slow. Hold 90 knots.
Is he looking at the same dial as me?
Increase your airspeed to 90 knots.
Okay, I'm just going to go over 90 then. That'll shut him up.
Good. Just keep flying straight and level like it's a normal flight. I have a sneaking suspicion something bad might happen to your engine shortly.
Oh, really?
In reality, you'll never expect an engine failure, so a fast reaction time is critical.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at that. The engine has failed. Okay, don't panic. Just pitch and trim for 70 knots.
Okay, pitch
Once
and trim.
airspeed is under control, turn into the wind and start looking for a suitable landing area. The wind is blowing from the northeast from 030 degrees.
030. Okay, there's 030. Pitching up for 70. 70
You're
knots.
below best glide speed. Accelerate to 70 knots.
Oh, come on. I'm doing 70. What is wrong with this guy?
You're slow. Trim for 70 knots.
Honestly, is this bugged? We're doing 75.
Be sure to pick a spot with plenty of room. Or, better yet, an airfield.
Okay. Do we see an airfield?
Always expect there to be fences at the edges of fields.
Okay, well there's a road. Does that count?
Be sure to keep an eye out for any power lines.
Roger that. You want me to do the dishes while I'm on it? Give me some more stuff to think about here. Okay, 030 is into the headwind. I don't see an airfield. But then I can't really see out of that side. We're just going to glide down at 70. I mean, I suppose landing on a road is a bit dangerous because traffic. But looking around, there's not that many empty flat spaces. I can see power lines down there.
Be sure to pick a spot with plenty of room. Or, better yet, an airfield.
Is he trying to give me a hint there's an airfield here? Because I just can't see one. I can see a small town up ahead.
At this point, you can use flaps if you need them. Just remember to lower the nose to maintain 70 knots. This will bring your touchdown point closer, and can be useful if you think you're high.
Okay. I don't think I want to need the flaps, to be honest. I'm going to try and probably go parallel to the road. Somewhere over here. Looks decent enough. We're descending.
Here comes the ground. Let's pop the doors to make sure we can get out. Try to touch down as softly and slowly as possible.
Okay. 1 degree of flaps. Gonna maintain 75 because he doesn't like 70. Okay. My theory is if you're near the road, then at least you can, you know, assuming you get out of this, you can nip over there and try and flag somebody down to get some help. So let's pull up. Reduce our vertical speed a little bit more. Lovely. And the road's over there.
Well, we survived, but there was a far better option than landing in a field. Didn't you see that airfield that was within gliding range?
No, I didn't.
You touch down facing the wind. See, this reduces your ground speed and makes an emergency landing more survivable. Your touchdown was smooth, so you avoided a potential landing gear collapse. Next time, use the flaps to reduce your ground speed at touchdown.
Squeeze me? I did.
Not bad. There's some room for improvement, but I'd trust you to safely land in an emergency.
This guy is hilarious. Firstly, he can't read the airspeed. Secondly, I touched down smoothly. Thirdly, I didn't see the airfield. I don't know what that was. And fourthly, I had flaps down, so what is he talking about? Okay, let's move on to lesson 3, which is steep turns. If you want to make a heading change quickly, you may need to do a steep turn. In this lesson, you'll bank steeply while trying to maintain your altitude and airspeed. It's not as easy as it sounds, okay? It looks a bit snowy out there. Oh, no, it's sand.
You have the controls. For now, maintain 6,500, 90 knots, and this heading.
Okay.
Today you're going to learn to do steep turns. A steep turn is just what it sounds like. You'll bank steeply into a turn and try to maintain that steep bank angle along with your altitude and airspeed through a full 360-degree turn, being sure to roll out on your original heading.
Copy
You'll start
that.
with some turns to the right, then do some to the left. Practicing steep turns teaches you how to be smooth and precise on the controls, while dividing your attention between the horizon outside and the instrument panel. The attitude indicator in the center of the top row of instruments is key to this maneuver. It shows your bank angle. 45 degrees is right between the two large marks on either side. To enter a steep turn, you'll roll smoothly to 45 degrees of bank while applying a touch of rudder in the same direction. You'll simultaneously increase power by about 200 RPM and increase the back pressure on the stick. First, get set up by flying level at 6,500 feet, 90 knots, at a heading of 090 degrees.
Well, we're approximately that, except we're not 6.5.
You're a little slow. Maintain 90 knots before starting the maneuver.
Here he goes. Here he goes with his 90 knots rubbish.
You're a little slow. Speed up to 90 knots.
Okay, we'll descend to get the speed up.
You're a little too low. Maintain 6,500 feet before you start.
Okay, we're climbing, pal, we're climbing.
Still slow. Fly at 90 knots.
Still nagging.
Go ahead and roll into a right turn when ready.
Okay, right turn. We're looking at 45 degrees.
You're a little slow. Add some power.
Added power.
Your bank is too shallow.
It is.
Maintain 45 degrees.
It is a bit too shallow, I'll give you that one. This thing doesn't want to flip into
Bank
it.
is too shallow. Try to keep it at 45 degrees.
45 degree turn, this is insane.
Bank is still too low.
There you go, there's your
Little
45.
slow. Add power. Get ready to roll out on 090 degrees. Rolled out early.
I did.
Try starting your rollout about 20 degrees before your final heading.
I did indeed.
Bank and altitude were good. You just need to hold your airspeed. Try adding 200 RPM of power when you roll into the turn.
I think it's a throttling
Now
quite
let's
a
see
bit.
one to the left.
Okay, let's try that again.
Go ahead and get set up again. 6,500 feet, 90 knots, and heading east.
Let's bank over 45.
You're a little left, of course. Hold a heading of 090 before you start.
What? You already told me to do it? You scumbag.
You're left, of course. Fly 090, please.
I'm mid-maneuver.
You're a little right, of course. Hold a heading of 090 before you start.
I love this scripted stuff.
You're right, of course. Turn left to 090, please.
Okay, there's 090. Let's start the script again.
When you're ready, start a turn to the left.
When I'm ready. That's what you said last time. Okay, let's begin. Power in. Let's pull back on the throttle a bit. Let's hold 45.
You're a little slow. Add some power.
I'm at full power. What the heck?
Good. Now watch the horizon and keep it right there.
Yep, keeping it right there.
Nice. Note where the horizon meets the glare shield. Get ready to roll out on 090 degrees.
Okay.
Good job rolling out on heading. Again, your bank and altitude are looking good. You just need to maintain your airspeed. Just nudge the throttle forward slightly when rolling into the turn.
You gotta be kidding. I went full throttle on that.
Your steep turns are looking good. Well, you should practice before the check ride, but I think you'll do fine. Let's head back to the airport.
That was trickier than it looks. It's again, when you sort of, I said this before about this aircraft, it doesn't want to fly at a bank. It's always constantly trying to level itself out. So the first time I looped, I didn't anticipate that properly. The second time, I think I managed to hold, well, ignoring the one in the middle, which he didn't expect. On the final turn, I held the angle correctly, but adding a bit of throttle is complete nonsense. I was full throttle there, and the only reason I kept my airspeed up at the right place was by pitching back to kill some of that speed. But his recognition of doing 90 knots is completely broken. Anyway, that was, I should say, emergency landings and steep turns. In the next video, we're going to look at the next ones in the series, which are, what, power off stalls and possibly slow flight, depending on how long these things are. That's it for this video. Until the next one, take care. Happy flying.